Hello out there. We're on the air. Holy, looks like my hat's camo today. Hey, look who it is. Guy's hauling around the dirtiest sock of all time. With a huge XL. What a tough day for Arnie today. Okay, how we doing, everybody? Happy Tuesday. What a beautiful, beautiful day today. What a beautiful day. Okay, well, welcome to another episode, another edition. Can you hear me? Are we good? Are we live? We actually have our setup back today. We're back in the saddle. We are officially back in the saddle today. And big shout out to Tyler. Big shout out to Tyler. The nice thing about having a show, I mean, there's a lot of downsides to it, but there's a lot of good sides too. And I talked about the fact that my laptop decided to stop working yesterday, stop connecting to the internet. And after the show, Tyler reached out and said, I've been having the same problem. Try this. And oddly enough, it was something that I already tried thanks to not GPT. Who was it? Who helped me? Perplexity? But I didn't... Arnie here. I didn't do it because I was scared. So he's like, yeah, just give it a shot. I had to disable a drive or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're back. It's really bright in here. How do you guys like my new hat? I get a lot of, I was getting a lot of shit for wearing the same hat every day. So I decided to switch up. This one's awesome. White, orange. Whew. Whew. All right, what's up, Zapstream? Letha's over there. Of course, Letha's over there. I still got an Arnie hair on my tongue. There it is. Yuck. Actually, you know what? After Letha sent a zap of 121 sats. Thank you, Letha. Good start to the show today. Although it hasn't showed up in my... Oh, okay, we got these separated now. So we still got this wallet going, though. This one's for Arnie. They're separate now. I had to set up a new Zap stream yesterday. So this Zap stream is actually connected to my actual Nostr account now. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, what was I talking about there? Yeah, so big shout out to Tyler for helping me out there. I had to install or disable the drive and then re-enable it. I don't know, but it worked. So we're here. We're back. And Arnie's here today as well. Got a good show. It's going to be a quick one today, but it's going to be a good one. Josh, good morning. Morning, Jor and Arn from Old Ontario. Appreciate y'all for always amazing content and discussion. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Timber Crasher. Good morning, Bitcoiners. Stack sats, self-custody them, run a node, and soul a mine to your node. Woo. Show the world that your way is better and more free than the centralized fiat Ponzi. Damn. Killer, good morning. We got Ian in the chat. We got Ahsoka. Good morning, Ahsoka. Cleaner Machine. Buck 52,000 says never get tired of winning. Good morning. That's true, but you might. Phil says good morning all. Will Jor have his socks on today? Confirm the socks are on. Don't really need them today, though. It is nice here today in wherever I am. Where am I? I'm at home. Paul, good morning. Good day. Today is a good day to Bitcoin. Every day is a good day to Bitcoin. I think I'm having a chat with a couple people in the chat today, at some point, per my schedule. Duncan, good morning, buddy. Good morning. And we got Laugh Pad in the chat this morning. Good morning, everyone. Y'all ready to get tired of winning? Got a couple things to talk about. This one's more so like we got a good show today. We're going to be talking about couple things. We got some vindication. I got a couple I told you so's to dish out. You know what? we take a lot of shit as Bitcoiners, a lot of shit, and so-called conspiracy theorists. We take a lot of shit. So I have zero issues bragging and gloating when I'm right about something. So we got that, and then we're going to talk about nostr today as well. Well, we're going to talk about nostr, and we're going to talk about some ways to earn some KYC, non-KYC sats, I should say. Let me get this window open. It looks beautiful in here today, or outside. Yep. That was a good call. Oh, now my hat's even more camouflaged. All right, we got Tommy D. Morning, buddy. Good to see you, my good man. Hey, we got a zap to Arnie. 888 sats. The Arnster is presently not aloof. Arn. Man, if you've ever heard of selective hearing before, I don't know. I didn't think it was real with dogs, but definitely with Arnie it is. He knows when I'm just trying to get a rise out of him. He knows when I don't need anything from him. Good morning, Lori. And we got Mert as well. Hello, amigos and sock lovers. Unite. Crispy and fresh. It is. It's a nice hat. It's actually the only one. Can't even see it, but it's the only one in stock right now. So I'm going to get some more because these are awesome hats. This might be my hat of the summer for 2025. White hats, back in style. Santino, good morning. By the way, if you want one of these hats, or two of them, or three of them, just shoot me an email. I'll send you some hats. You can send me some sats. Sats for hats. That's a new business idea. Sats for hats. Sat in the hat. Bodie, good morning. Great morning, everybody. All right, let's get to the mempool here quickly. We missed a very important block here through the night. So we're currently sitting at block height 811213. But we missed a palindrome. Come on. Right here. And it has our favorite, all the numbers. Look at that. Block 881188. So this one happened about 4 hours ago. And it was marathon. So because of that, I don't usually invest in mining stocks. But I might buy a couple shares in Mara just because they hit my favorite block that may ever actually. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But there's also going to be 882288. There's going to be 888888. That one I'll be buying shares in for sure. Unless it's what's that stupid miner? Carbon neutral or something? Carbon neutral. Carbon negative. That's the miner. Won't be investing in them. We need carbon. We are carbon, and this world would not run without carbon. We have a carbon shortage, I would say, actually. Not too much carbon. Phoenix Love, Satoshi, the white hat from the NSA. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right. Where should we start? Which I told you so should we start with today? I got a couple to dish out. Okay, let's start with NVIDIA. Is it NVIDIA or NVIDIA? I feel like it's NVIDIA, but it starts with an N. We're going to start with NVIDIA today. So yesterday, we didn't talk a whole lot about this on the show yesterday, but apparently there's a new AI called Deep Sleep or something. Deep Sleek, whatever it is, from China. Made in China. So they came out and made this thing for a very low cost. Very low cost. And if you look at the money that's been sunk into NVIDIA and Facebook and Google and all these other, Amazon, They're all trying to compete in the AI space, spending tons of money. Not trillions, but hundreds of billions of dollars, I think, has gone into AI development. And China comes out with Deep Sleep or whatever it's called, and they said, you know what, we're going to make this for 1/1000th of the cost as you guys. So good luck. And this goes right in line with what Jeff Booth has been talking about for a lot of time now, which is that technology is only going to get cheaper. How much does it cost for a single line of code? So that's where we're going to. Everything's going to be so incredibly cheap. So this thing's supposed to be cheaper, better, more efficient, everything. So basically, it wiped out about 5 MicroStrategies out of the US stock market yesterday because of NVIDIA, just with NVIDIA alone. And yesterday I shared last week I shared a video. I was comparing if you had $10,000 to invest in Bitcoin or NVIDIA, what should you do? And I basically said, like, NVIDIA is not a good place to have your money right now. Although they've seen some historical gains, some serious gains in the last couple of years, it's not a place to be having any sort of capital right now. And the reason why I said that was because of a few things. Number one, NVIDIA has 90% of the market share right now. 90 of the market share for the industry that it competes in, the tech space, essentially, in the AI world, had 90% market share. So you can only go down from there, for one. But I also said, watch out for the competitors. And I was talking about Facebook, Google, Amazon, the big boys, Apple, although Apple's kind of shied away from the AI space and their stock showed it yesterday. But it was actually a competitor that wasn't even on the list. And that's what you have to be most concerned with things, is the things that you don't see. So I said Facebook, Google, Amazon, these guys have a lot of money, a lot of backing, and they're probably going to capture some of that market share. But it turns out of left field comes Deep Sleep. And is it Deep Sleep? That doesn't sound right. It sounds stupid. Deep Seek. Deep Seek. What a creepy name. So anyways, that's what you got going on. So I think it's probably going to get worse than it is. Yesterday, I think, was the biggest drop in US history for the stock market in one day. And I think it's going to get worse because, I mean, it doesn't take rocket. I'm not a smart guy, and I can see what's coming here. There's a lot of people in the world who are smarter than me, who invest a lot stupider and dumber than me. So eventually the smart people will figure this out. That Bitcoin is the asset to hold here, because Bitcoin has no competition. Bitcoin is about less than 1% of the market cap right now. Bitcoin doesn't have a CEO that can get you in trouble. And aside from the whole, and there's a fixed supply of it. And we've never had an asset like Bitcoin that's truly scarce and truly fixed. So as all this money from the NVIDIAs, from the Apples, from the Facebooks, from the Amazons, from all this stuff flows into Bitcoin, plus the gold, plus the real estate. If you got any money outside of the Bitcoin ecosystem right now, your family's going to hate you in like 10 or 20 years from now. The question is, why would you? Why are you investing in anything else outside of Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin is the only thing that's going to have any value in a decade from now. Real value. So that was good to see. It was good to see that my predictions were accurate. I'm not a complete dipshit here with a YouTube channel. So that's the first one, NVIDIA. NVIDIA, how do you think about that? How do we feel about NVIDIA today? We got some zaps over in the zap stream. Uh-oh, I got to top up my balance here. Shit skis. Hopefully this will work. I'm on a new account. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't make this too hard live on the air. Oh, no. It says create stream. I'm already in a stream. I'm in the stream right now. This might be bad, folks. I wonder if I can top it up in here. No, I doubt it. Okay, well, anyways, we got, I don't know who this is. NPub1cc zapped 121 sats. Good morning, friends. No zap stream, only sats.gg. Yeah, that's what I'm watching, but I don't know how to top up my balance right now. We're in panic mode, folks. How do I top this up? Profile? No. Account? Well, Zapstream, we might be okay, but anyways, thank you for the zaps. Thank you, Duncan, 88 sats. Happy Tuesday. And Sunshine with 88 sats. And we got Pornhubster. New videos every other day watching the show. All right. All right. And Pub1cc is Bodie. Thank you, Bodie. Gotcha. That one showed up. Okay. Let's keep this party rolling here. What do we got? DeepSeek. Yes, thank you. Deep sleep was incorrect. Sorry about that. Santino says, very exposed. The bloodbath isn't over just yet. What DeepSeek was able to do is a game changer. I think it's a game changer, but it's also a sign of what's to come. Because if you think about how much capital has been tied up and is still tied up today in these big tech stocks, that's basically what's run the American economy for the last, I don't know, decade. And it's done. It's officially done. Like I think as of yesterday, we can mark January 27th, 2025 was the day that tech died. Not that it's going away. It's just going to get cheaper and cheaper. And there's no reason to invest a whole bunch of money into it anymore. And so that money's going to flow out for sure. Open source 2, China is winning the AI war. Largest dip in history. Yes. Crazy. All right. I see Rick here right below this comment. Look at this. We got 50 people watching in here. 54 now on YouTube only. And we have 15 people who have liked this. It's sad. It really is. Rick, smash that like. Thank you, Rick. Let's get those likes up a little bit at least. That's kind of, hey, Locksky. New member. Our one of the biggest donors of the channel lately, Locksky. Big donor. Santino, and speaking of this, I should mention this before the end of the show today. But this is the easiest way to, we're actually going to start doing, every Wednesday, I'm going to stop doing a show on the channel here. I'm going to start doing a private show for members. Private show sounds weird. I hate saying that. It's I will be fully clothed, but I'm going to go through a whole bunch of questions I've got on YouTube lately. Not a bunch, but like, let's start with like 5. And then we've done a couple of them now, and it's a very, how can I call this? What can I say? What is it? What kind of environment is it? There's no noise, just pure signal. So if you got a question about anything, whether it's in depth or just something that's on your mind, that's what the private Q&A is for. I get through every question. It's a more, I think, welcoming environment than, a YouTube chat would be. So if you want to be part of that every Wednesday, you can either join the channel like Locksky did today through YouTube. It's $3 a month Canadian, which is really fuck all. I should probably bump that up, and I probably will bump that up. But for now, $3 a month. Or you can join the Living in the Future community. It should be at the bottom there. You can click the 365 or Living in the Future. And that one's a little bit more. That one's $5 a month. But it gets you access to the Signal channel, Signal chat, plus a lot of videos and the Discord channel as well. So I think we got room for about 4 or 5 more people in the Living in the Future chat, and then I'm closing it off officially. So today might be the day you want to join this, I would say. So at the end of every month, which is in a couple days, I'm going to erase and delete any members who aren't paid up to date. And we're going to bring some new members in. So We got about 5 spots left till we hit 100, and then we're going to cap it off there. It's closed. No more. And that is the most that is the most beneficial group that you'll ever be a part of. I promise. I promise. You're going to get so much value from being in that group, even if you're not, contributing or asking a bunch of questions. Even if you just sat in there as a fly on the wall, you're going to be, in 365 days from now, you're going to be a much more well-rounded Bitcoiner with a large network of Bitcoiners as well. Because that's what you really got to focus on in the future, I think. And I'm going to be talking about this more and more as we go along here. But there's 3 things that you really need to pay attention to if you want to win in this new economy that we're moving into, the information age. The first one is that you're going to need some capital. You want some leverage. You have to have some leverage. And if you're watching this, you probably have some Bitcoin. So you kind of got number 1 covered already for the most part. Most people in here will have the capital aspect of this covered with Bitcoin. So number 1 is capital, leverage. Number 2 is demand. There has to be some sort of demand for whatever it is that you're selling, whether it's a product, a service, education stuff, whatever it is, there has to be demand for that. So look for things that you love doing, but make sure that there's a demand for them. If there's a whole bunch of people doing that already, there might be some market share there for you, but look for things that are untapped. So number 1 is capital / leverage. Number 2 is skills / demand for those skills. And number 3 is your network. Probably the biggest one, especially in Bitcoin, because you want to be talking to other Bitcoiners. You want to be meeting other Bitcoiners. You want to be buying and selling things from other Bitcoiners, and you want to be working with other Bitcoiners. And so something like this is like honestly, the biggest deal in Bitcoin right now, other than sats themselves. But like $5 a month to be part of in a group chat with 100 other legendary, very knowledgeable, very intelligent Bitcoiners, absolute no-brainer. And I cannot say that enough. Oh, Daniel topped up the Zap stream. Thank you, Daniel. You're the man. I'll figure that out hopefully at some point here. But thank you, Daniel. Very much appreciated. We got Plunger in the chat as well. And Daniel topped up the Zap stream and sent a Zap. 888 sats saying, good morning, everybody. I'm trying to get Zap stream working myself. Well, you feel my pain then. You feel my pain. It's also hard to do things when you're live on the air. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, I can't do it. It's saying create stream, but I'm already in a stream. I'm streaming right now. Anyways, that's my ad for living in the future today. And you get access, of course, to the Wednesday private shows as well. Fully clothed. Santino says, a lot of the best models rely on CUDA, which is NVIDIA's own proprietary technology. DeepSeek didn't use CUDA, and they did something that those big companies said was impossible. Gotcha. Interesting. Buck52 says, the only real-life person I know that's involved in Bitcoin is a brain surgeon, so there's that. Well, I'm sure he's got some fiat to cash into Bitcoin then, so he's probably doing all right. Yep, Bitcoin will absorb this tech money that was taken out. It's coming, 100%. 100%. Boo, why boo? What are we booing about? Okay, let me, I have to send this video because we got another I told you so here. We got another quick I told you so to get through. Let me send this to myself. All right. So let's get through a couple more comments and then we're going to see the second one. Housing prices will go up soon in Canada. I mean, yeah, they're already kind of way up. If you look at the data on it, it's pretty incredible that people are still making their mortgage payments. Josh says, Jor, can we donate sats to the Zap stream for your rent direct, or does it have to be you that funds it? No, it looks like people can fund it. Daniel funded it today. So thank you, Daniel. Ian says, hi, I've never sent a zap on here. Any help? Well, Ian, you should be able to just click. There's a zap button on, depending on where you're watching, but there should always be a zap button on Zapstream, sats.gg, or if you're watching it in Nostr, there should always be a zap button there. And then it'll just ask you to which wallet that you want to use. And then you just zap and you choose the amount too. Shouldn't be too tough. Daniel says, nice hat. I may have to pick one up. Yeah, this one's awesome. This might be my new go-to. I love these hats. God, they fit good. They're so comfortable too. I need one that says, make America great again. I like the white hat that Trump wears. Small victories equals winning. Yes. Good morning, Tone. I think people are too jaded to smash the like and sub. It's helpful for our communities. I talked about that yesterday a little bit. I did. And I don't really understand it myself, although I kind of do, because I've been through that in my own life where I'm like, you know what? I kind of like what this guy's saying or what she's saying, but you know, I don't know what it is. There's just such a hesitation there to press like, to press subscribe. But it seems like Bitcoiners, especially with zaps, are more than generous. So yeah, it'd be tough sledding, I think, if we were trying to do this in a different timeline, a different world without Bitcoin. But anyways, I'm not going to sit here and beg. So if you like what I'm doing, if you like what we're doing, if you want to keep pushing this Bitcoin thing forward, any like, subscribe, comment, zap, that's all growing Bitcoin. It's an investment back into the asset that you're holding and that you value so much, because we need to push this thing forward. And, you know, I'm just one very small, very, very small part of it. And you being in the chat here, you're just as big of a part of it, whether you know it or not, whether you believe that or not, you are. For showing up, for doing it voluntarily too. Like nobody's paying you to be here. Nobody's making you be here. So you're contributing just as much. But unfortunately, you know, I got to keep the lights on in this place. So I got to keep food in Arnie's belly. So there's a little bit more at stake for me, I would say. Bunny, good morning. Cleaner Machine says, I never forget to hit the like button, confirm, subscribe, and hit the bell. Yeah, I guess apparently hitting the bell works too. If you press like the notify button on YouTube, that actually helps the channel a lot, which I didn't know, but apparently it is. Morning, Matt. Oh, shit. What did I do there? Oh, I thought I muted you. Morning, Jason. Galaxy Tile. Haven't seen Galaxy Tile in a while. Says, morning all. I hate having my dumb work meetings during the day, during the live show, but we'll catch up with the rest later. Thanks for the call out, Joe. Happy to be of service. Oh, so that must be Tyler then. That must be Galaxy Tile. Gotcha. I think I knew that, but it's hard with all these names, all these NIMs. Thank you. Appreciated that a lot. And we're back officially. Maybe AI is just a huge grift inflating the tech bubble. 100%. 100%. And we got a zap from our guy Plunger, 320 sats this morning. Thank you, Plunger. So the zap stream is buzzing. Arnie's wallet is hurting today. Oh no, hold on. We got 500 sats here. Heart. Note. No, what is that? Heart, piano, lightning? I don't know. 500 sats to Arnie boy. So thank you for that. King. Hey, King. Good morning. Hope you're doing well on this slightly warmer Canadian morning. Yeah, what's the temp today? -1. Feels like -9, but -1. Arnie and I will be going on a nice long walk today because of that. Got to take advantage of it. Man, I was walking outside yesterday with Arnie, and it was just like, it was finally not -50 here. And it was just so enjoyable. I don't know how people here do it. I don't know how I do it. Stay sane, stay happy and healthy in a climate like this. It's tough. It is tough, but we're trying to do something about it. Can't post comment. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's watch part 2 of I Told You So today. Good morning, Bitcoiners. Ballsy Golf. Orange man good. More orange. Yeah, Ballsy Golf, I'm sure will like my hat today. It's a golf hat and an orange hat, all mixed into one. Rumble, I see a couple people over there this morning. How we doing, Rumble? Check in if you're watching on Rumble right now. I got the live chat up as well. We got everything here. We're coming from all angles. Josh says, my brother lives in West Palm, Florida. If you want, I'll get him to ship some mega gear up your way. You can have that white hat on me, dude. I mean, I would never, ever, ever say no to that. That would be, I would love to get a mega hat, a white hat, and wear it on the show. That'd be very much on brand. That'd be very much on brand. Exit only. I thought this was a different, hold on. Oh, maybe not. I thought this was a different account when I saw it. Exit only says, hi, Joe. I've came to the conclusion that in the future, sats will be auctioned. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting theory. Auctioned like how? Like on eBay? Or like a live auction? My grandpa used to be an auctioneer. He used to wear a white hat. Actually, the hats all look like that one right there. That's an auction service hat, the one that he used to wear. He was a legend. Absolute legend. Oh my God, what a guy. Okay, let's get to part 2 of I Told You So today. What do we got here? Speaking of Trump.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. You know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
Does that make sense, right? Oh, does it ever? Oh, does it ever? Makes too much sense. And that's a problem with it. It makes too much sense. So if you think about it, what's going on here? So I've been talking about this on the channel for a very long time now, and I'm sure some people can confirm that in the chat. But I've been saying for a long time that Trump is going to he's been talking about getting rid of tax on tips, tax on Social Security, tax on veterans pay, tax on a lot of different things, overtime. And I said, there's going to come a point, he's just kind of introducing all of these slowly, because if Trump day one came out and said, we're going to abolish income taxes, everybody would be like, what? What is this guy talking about? So they would say that, plus he wouldn't really get to pander, I guess, to certain groups, right? Like when he said no tax on tips, he was very much talking to I was going to say strippers, waitresses. He was talking to Las Vegas and like the service industry, all his hotels. Vegas, I think, is where he announced it first, but he was talking to a certain segment of people there. When he said no tax on Social Security, he was talking to older people. the older generation who relies on a fixed income and is watching their wealth and their life get harder and harder every month. So no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. He was talking about the blue collar folks, the people who put in a bunch of overtime. You're not going to have to pay tax on that anymore. But big picture here, long game, is that all income taxes are going to be gone, at least for a little while. And I think that once they're gone for a little while, any politician will have a very hard time bringing them back. So what's going to happen? How is the government going to continue operating? Well, number one, it's going to get much smaller. And we've kind of seen that with the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. But I think the thing that most people aren't talking about is actually the revenue side of things. So the DOGE basically tries to cut expenses, cut costs, get rid of the fat from the government. The other side, the revenue side of things, Howard Lutnick's in charge of that one. I don't know if you've heard Howard Lutnick talk about this. He's the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. He's a huge Bitcoiner, and he's a very smart businessman. So he's in charge of generating more revenue. And what he's been talking about with that is actually utilizing the natural resources that the US has. He's talked about this. I've heard him talk about this on an interview before. I think it was with Pomp, maybe. But if you think about it, like somebody, I think that most people and a lot of people watching this show even today would look at America and say, all right, America, you're $36 trillion in debt. You're fucked. But you have to, then you take a step back and you say, okay, well, who's the $36 trillion owed to? The Fed? The Federal Reserve? Okay, where's your army, Federal Reserve? Like, what are you going to do about it if we don't pay back this $36 trillion? So that's one part. But the other one too, if you looked at this like a businessman, like a Trump, like a Howard Lutnick, you see how much potential that the US has. And then you talk about Greenland, and then you talk about Canada as well. In terms of natural resources, like think about all the natural resources that America has that are being completely unused. Whether you're talking gold in the Grand Canyon, whether you're talking gold in the, what's the one in California? Choco Mountain? That's the one on Mario Kart too. Chocolate Mountain, I think. So much gold, so much resources. The oil, get that oil flowing. But that's just one aspect of it. And America, it's a little bit different. But that's why I'm so interested in like Greenland and Canada, is because the majority of the resources in the US are being pretty much utilized for the most part. I'm sure there's some untapped resources out there that you could hook a Bitcoin miner up to. But with Greenland and Canada, they're very natural resource heavy. And I saw Trump when he was signing his executive orders on day one. He said, Greenland's a good place when we need Greenland for national security. Think about that. That's what he said. He said, we need Greenland for national security. What the hell does that mean? An island in the middle of the ocean? The US needs that for national security? Or is he talking about Bitcoin mining? Is he talking about hooking up Bitcoin mining machines to all the resources in Northern Canada, in Greenland, and mining Bitcoin with that for national security? Because Bitcoin, the government understands this, Space Force understands this, Jason Lowry understands this. Bitcoin is national security. If you can get access to resources and you can start literally printing money with your natural resources, that is huge for national security. So that's where this whole thing's going. That's where Trump's going with this. And so instead of taxing individuals, instead of taxing human resources, we're going to start taxing other countries and natural resources, not taxing it, but utilizing natural resources. So we're making the shift from human resources to natural resources. And you start hooking up Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin miners to all these untapped natural resources, you literally start printing money. And when you have your resources working for you, you don't need your citizens to work for you anymore. So Trump's serious about this, 100% serious about this. I see probably within this year, he's going to say, you're not paying tax for a couple of years. He's basically already told the Fed to FO. He's told the IRS to FO, and he's told the World Economic Forum to FO within a week. Within 1 week. So that is my I told you so for the day. 2 of them, actually. NVIDIA and no income taxes. And yeah, I'm getting tired of winning. Are you? Sunshine says, AI investing reminds me of shitcoin investing from 2017. People don't know what they're buying. 100%. 100% accurate. Spaceman zapped 121 sats and said, good morning, stackers. We also got a zap from the YouTube here. Somebody sent in 1,200 sats to Arnie's wallet without a message, anonymously. So thank you for that. And we got Bodhi saying, utilizing our natural resources is one thing. Tokenizing every natural resource, including natural forests and all public land, that's a different story. Ooh. Understand exactly how they're defining. That's it. That's all I can see. Tax, maybe? But yeah, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. It's coming. It's coming. It's actually not coming. It's here. They just haven't officially announced it yet. All right, let's catch up on a few chats here. Holy. You good? My goodness. My goodness. Okay, see you later, Arnie. Oh, big shake. Big shake. What goes around comes around. That's a great great way to live. I'm a big believer in karma, in the universe. Good morning, Julius, by the way. Colombia is retaliating with 50% tariffs on what? Cocaine? What does Colombia produce? Jason says, did you see the Doge has been added to the US debt clock? Yeah, we watched that on the Bitcoin Amigos the other day. We checked that out. That's a whole nother rabbit hole in itself. I highly suggest everybody check that one out. I'll look at it right now. US debt clock is a strange one to me. I've been following this for a couple of years now. Let me bring this up. It's horrifying, but there's something to this, and I can't really put my finger on it yet, but I will. So you can see here, this is the national debt clock. This is the Doge clock officially, which is the real-time savings objective from reducing government waste, fraud, and abuse in federal government agencies. So far, the Doge have saved $29 billion and rising. So that's pretty impressive for one, but I always keep an eye on this thing. Oh, it's closed today. Oh no. Look at this. So last week when we looked at this, it said we're entering the US golden age. No, super cycle. It said welcome to the US super cycle on this. You can click this little secret window at the top and it shows something here. So look at this. It says all in, the US wealth discovery, the US Treasury, dividend dollar. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. There's something to this website, for sure. So it says all in the US wealth discovery, the US Treasury, dividend dollar, where it says the US national debt will go from 36 trillion to zero. I wonder how that could happen. Man, if you just pay attention to shit, I don't know anymore. So again, one of my other theories here is that Trump's going to tell the Federal Reserve to kick rocks and he's going to start the US Treasury dollar. In this case, it says the dividend dollar. And that's what I said I would do. We did a thing on the Bitcoin Amigos last week that said, if you were king for a day or president, what would your initiatives be? And one of mine was dial in on Bitcoin mining. And just like Alaska, where they have gold up there and their citizens get a dividend every year for the gold that they mine and sell and export, The US and other countries should be doing the exact same thing. Based on how much Bitcoin they mine during the year, that gets paid out in a dividend to citizens. And in this case, it might not be Bitcoin directly, but it looks like, I don't know if there's something here, you can believe it or not, but if there's something here, that would suggest that there'll be a new dollar from the treasury backed by Bitcoin and paid out in treasury dollars. Makes more sense than paying out Bitcoin. Create a new currency, the treasury dollar, back it by energy and Bitcoin, and you can pay your citizens dividends with dollars that's backed by Bitcoin. I don't know. More people should watch the show. More people should watch the show. That's my thesis today. Getting tired of winning. Getting tired of winning. Okay, we got a fat zap here from Bitcoiner Talk. Zap 2.1 thousand sats. Love watching your vids. Keep it up, Jor. Thank you, Bitcoiner Talk. Very much appreciated for the comment and for the zap. Cheers to Zapstream. We got 17 people over there today. Cheers to the Zapstream. Okay, I'm running out of time here. Fast. Daniel. Agreed. Colin says, banking on student innovation. Biggest tranche of debt is student loans. 100%. Exit Only says, at one point, the SAT price will be so great that nothing will be more scarce than SATs. With that, the only way to get SATs out of people's hands will be making auctions and biddings. Yeah, maybe. I think that there's going to be a couple different ways to obtain SATs in the future, and it won't be for trading fiat Federal Reserve notes anymore. You're going to have to earn it or you're going to have to mine it. That's it. Control of the Northwest Passage is key. That's correct. Brent says, anyone listen to Bram's interview with American HODL? Outstanding. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's on my list. I love American HODL. He's a great dude. I'd love to get him on here. I feel like him and I share a lot of the same sentiment. BTC Hunger Pain, good morning. Lapad says, I'm curious if you've heard about the layer 2 solution called BitSnark. It scales Bitcoin to thousands of transactions per second without needing channels, multi-sig, sidechains, Fedimint, soft or hard forks. No, I haven't. But that is interesting. Garja just got his block stream. Jade in the mail, so excited. Everyone join nostr. All right, let's get to nostr. Santino says, Trump has mentioned he wants to end the Fed. Yes. Hope he does. Large hill to climb. Protect him by all means. And if you look at the nice picture that's hanging in Trump's office right now, who is it? Who is it? Andrew Jackson. Who is Andrew Jackson? The last president who ended the central banks. Hey, we got 88 people here watching on YouTube. Good number. Good number. Bitcoiner Talk says, is Zapstream only for live streams or is video uploads a thing? I think it's only live streams right now. I could be wrong. Vendetta, do I think Trump understands Bitcoin on an even an elementary level? Oh, I start talking about Trump and all of a sudden Charlie Dunn shows up again. Our favorite AI bot. Every time you start talking about Trump, Charlie shows up, who is 100% bot. I don't know what his agenda is or their agenda, but every time, never fails. Trump definitely understands Bitcoin. Trump understands Bitcoin better than most of us in this chat right now. I guarantee that. And if you don't believe me, I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit because it's right. It's accurate. It's very accurate. And the one thing I would challenge everybody to do, whether you like Trump or not, doesn't matter. Go watch Trump's speech from Bitcoin 2024. Clear your mind. Don't have any sort of agenda when you're listening to it. Don't have any sort of expectations to it. But the man talks about energy. He talks about his Uncle John Trump. He talks about, basically said that if his Uncle John Trump was alive today, he would definitely be a Bitcoiner. And John Trump, also known as the guy who holds Tesla's documents. That's where Tesla's documents, 800 crates of information, went to John Trump and possibly Donald Trump. Trump talked about sovereignty. He talked about freedom aspect of Bitcoin. He talked about the importance of people holding their own keys. And I don't know what it was. Again, I think the people just had such their own expectations of the speech in their head before they watched it that they basically didn't hear anything that he said. But I would challenge you today, take 45 minutes. You can watch it on 1.25 or 1.5. But watch Trump's speech at Bitcoin 2024. And I think that the problem there was that as soon as he made the speech, again, people had all these expectations. They were waiting for this big announcement. They were waiting for something. And they never heard any of the words that he said. And everybody just jumped to this massive conclusion that RFK understands Bitcoin, but Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. And then everybody just kind of went with that narrative. But I challenge you, go watch that video and tell me if you think Trump understands Bitcoin or not. Bitcoin's been in the works for a very long time. This whole thing's been in the works for a very long time. And again, you don't believe me? I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's the truth. Bill says, joined Bitcoin well yesterday. Thanks for the link. What was that whole thing about no fees for moving sats around? Bill, are you in Canada? So here's what I do with Bitcoin well, and I'll actually bring them up right now. We'll give away some free sats. And I might have to put this on hold for today. I need more time. And this sheet today, this sheet that I brought up there is we might have time. You know what? I'm going to try to do it today. Fuck it. I got a meeting in 17 minutes. But anyway, shout out to Bill for joining the Bitcoin Well yesterday. It looks like there's quite a few people who joined using the bitcoinwell.com/Jor link, which is good. I said, just try it out. Take $100, take a couple $100, try out Bitcoin Well. It'll be the exchange, the platform that you use going forward. I guarantee it. Such a good experience here. So anyways, back to this question. Okay, so Bill's in Oregon. I'm pretty sure it depends on what state you're in if this will work for you or not. But no, this is mostly for Canadians. For now. I'm assuming Bitcoin Well is going to have the exact same features available in the US very soon. But this is my process here. And so if you're in Canada, pay attention to this because this is important. So what you do, you set up a recurring buy. That could be, and this is for people who want a DCA. So you set up a recurring buy. You basically set Bitcoin Well as a payee in your online banking. So just like paying your credit card bill, paying your utility bill, you set up Bitcoin Well as a payee in your online banking. You set the frequency, you set the amount, and then you do it. So then you add your Lightning address in there. So every week I buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. It goes to my Lightning address. From there, I let it build up for a couple months because it's a smaller amount. I'm looking after my UTXOs here. So it sits there for a couple months or until I get to about 200,000 sats, 250,000 sats. And then I actually use Bitcoin Well again. I use the swap feature where I can send it from my Lightning wallet to on-chain. So that whole process there, buying, swapping, getting it from a small weekly purchase into a larger UTXO, that whole process is completely free. Completely free. You pay like a 1.2% spread on the original purchase, but that's it. That's the last fee you're going to pay. And that's the cheapest fees that exist that I've found anyways, anywhere. So that is bitcoinwell.com/Jor. And we're going to give away some Bitcoin right now. So get your Lightning wallets out. Oh boy. Hold on. I missed it here. Whoops. Okay. This one's only 210 anyways. So I'll claim this one and then I'll give you guys the next one. I hope the next one's bigger. But I jumped the gun there a little bit. I jumped the gun a wee bit. Okay. 210 sats. Thank you. All right, ready? Sorry, let's try this again. And you get five of these tosses too if you use the bitcoinwell.com/Jor link. You get 5 free tosses, which equals at least 1,050 sats. Hopefully more though. So anyways, let's do this again. Ready, set, go. $210. Well, I tried giving you a bigger one there, but I don't have any sort of influence on that. So here we go. That's it for today. 210 sats courtesy of the Bitcoin Well. So aside from the Bitcoin Well being the best platform, the best lowest fees, the best process there for buying Bitcoin, they don't sponsor the show. They just give us free sats. They don't pay me anything, but they pay the community here, which is kind of cool. That's why I agreed to do this, because it just makes sense. If you get an ad, you should get paid for it. That's my thinking, and that's what the future will be like. All right. What do we got here? Dipshit of the day, Charlie Dumb, no doubt. No doubt. Charlie Dumb. Haha. I like that. Sometimes it's okay to be a little bit childish, I think. I can't confirm that, but I think it is. Hey, we got Kieran in the chat today. Look at that. Kieran says you can upload videos and shorts too. What? I didn't know that. Kieran, if you're still in the chat, man, first of all, thank you. But second of all, we got to get Zapstream fucking buzzing. We have to. It's such a good platform. It's such a good idea. There's nobody else doing it right now. There's such a huge opportunity in Zapstream right now. And I think that I'm trying every day here. I'm streaming on Zapstream. I think that we need to get more Bitcoiners doing it. And I think we need to get more content creators on here. But the platform itself, we gotta focus on it. I'm obviously not going to tell Kieran what to do. He's a much more intelligent guy than I am. But I just love Zapstream, and it's sad that some days it just doesn't work for me. I can't figure it out right now, even how to top up my balance. So, anyways, I don't know if Kieran's still here or not, but thank you, Kieran. And let's make Zapstream the go-to. Let's make this a new thing. Rumble's coming out with Bitcoin stuff. I think that Zapstream could easily compete with Rumble, easily, because Zapstream already has all the nostr users. Rumble's going to do good. Yes, but Zapstream is a much better viewing experience from my perspective. Zapstream's easier to connect. Zapstream's easier to watch on like a nostr client or on desktop, and you can do way more with it already. I think we need to lean in on Zapstream. When Lightning for Bitcoin Well in the US? I'm pretty sure some states already have it. I've talked to some people in the US who do. Who do use Lightning and Bitcoin Well. So Brennan says, I'd like to know what Jason Lowery is up to these days, silenced by the last administration. Lowery he's been tweeting. He's been out there. He's been out there. But I want to show you guys something here. Speaking of Lowery, speaking of the U.S. Space Force, you do some digging into the U.S. Space Force and see what you come up with for how it relates to Bitcoin. But anyways, let's look at the hash rate here. This is it's an important thing to look at because we got a couple different things here that important movements on here. So the first one here was right about here when the hash rate first started getting off the ground. right about here. What happened in April, February 2017? Do you remember that? It's when Trump took office. Right about there. Coincidence? I don't know, maybe. And the other one here, June 2019. This is when the US Space Force was created by Trump. So 2 pretty big milestones in terms of hash rate going into the network. I think there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I'm completely unaware of, that you're completely unaware of, but are still happening nonetheless. So Lebanese Hodl says, can we stream sats similar to Fountain? You don't get paid for watching Zapstream, no. But you can send sats. If you want to zap the show, you can send sats using Zapstream. I'm telling you, folks, we need to lean in on nostr. We have to. We have to. Bodie says, FYI, my stream jumps around. I'm on wired Ethernet, not Wi-Fi, thinking it may be operator error happening to anyone else. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes Zap.stream can be a little bit buggy. Sats.gg has been a little bit more consistent for me in terms of like watching people on there. And then, of course, you can just use your nostr clients as well. If you're on Android, you can use Amethyst to watch the show. And if you're on iOS, if you're an Apple user, you can use a thing called nostr. Nostr. All right, Arnie. Well, we didn't have time to get to this today. Shit. Plunger says, I've been watching through Amethyst. That's a good way to do it. Well, I'm kind of sad we didn't get to this today. But maybe I'll give you a couple actionable items, because maybe I'll do this on Thursday then. If we can't get to it today, tomorrow we're going to do the private Q&A. So again, if you want to tune in tomorrow, if you got any burning questions that you want to ask, again, I would have killed for something like this when I was first getting into Bitcoin. Killed. I paid $500 US to watch some guy's video on how to set up a wallet and how to buy, send, receive, store, all that shit. I paid $500 US just to do it. And I couldn't ask him any questions. This is $5 per month. And you get access to a bunch of different things, including our private Q&As on Wednesday. So you can either join through the channel as like a member, Bitcoin Journeyman, or you can join on Patreon from the link below. It says 365 or join Living the Future. One of those two will get you access to the Wednesday shows. And sorry to anybody. I think there's been about 5 or 6 people who have joined the community this week. And I have not gotten around to sending you an email yet, but I will. I'm going to do it today. So you'll get an email with instructions for joining the Signal, joining the Discord, and a bunch of other information that you need to know about being a member of Living in the Future. Kieran says it's probably because the server is in Ireland. I can add some servers in the US to improve latency. Huh. I didn't know that. Servers are in Ireland. Lots of great Bitcoiners in Ireland. And the Zapstream server. Lebanese Hodl says, found the stream on Snort, which is rad. Yeah, snort.social. I think that Kieran actually runs that one as well, if I'm not mistaken. And Bitcoiner Talk says, I've been in Bitcoin since early 2017, and I think the time has come where I want to create content and be a bigger part of the Bitcoin community. But I feel like something is stopping me going full in, like ... Can't see the rest of that. Downside to sas.gg, you can't see the full message. I would be able to see that on Zapstream. Hey, we got another Zap here. 2,100 sats to Arnie. Anonymous, no message, 2,100 sats. Fucking rights. Thank you. Bitcoiner Talk, though, this is what I would say. I kind of mentioned this at the start of the show, but I want to get back to this. So Bitcoiner Talk says, the time has come where I want to create content and be a bigger part of the Bitcoin community. And I want to challenge everybody out there right now. You don't have to necessarily start a channel talking specifically about Bitcoin, But what I would suggest, and kind of how I arrived here myself, is that I took golf and Bitcoin, the two things I'm most passionate about, and I kind of just mashed them together, mashed the products, the community, the network, everything together. And I'm still working on it. I think it's going to become much bigger in that sense. But just start with something that you love, something that you could talk about for an hour easily, and just and kind of weave Bitcoin into it, because you're going to have it's a cheat code essentially. You're going to have the whole Bitcoin community that's got your back, and it's going back to what I was talking about earlier. You're going to need three things here. Why am I so blurry? There we go. You're going to need three things here. Number one, capital and leverage. And if you're watching this right now, you probably already have that, which is Bitcoin. It's the only thing that's going to matter in a couple of years from now, Bitcoin. So you have capital. Number two, you're going to need demand for whatever it is you're talking about. You need somebody to listen, or you need somebody to buy your product. You need somebody who needs your service. You need demand. So you could have skills and demand. And the third one is you have to have a Bitcoin network. You have to have people to ask questions to bounce ideas around, to buy and sell with, to transact with. If we want to push this thing forward, we need to be part of the network. And the bigger your Bitcoin network is, the faster you can leave the fiat system. So that's what I would say to Bitcoiner Talk is consider joining the Living in the Future, because you're going to have automatic day one access to 100 Bitcoiners. And when you launch a channel, when you launch a business, when you need a little bit of a boost, you got 100 people standing in your corner, which is a pretty big fucking deal, honestly. And there's some very intelligent minds in there. So consider it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but consider joining the Living in the Future. I'm guessing it'll be completely sold out by the end of this week. You're going to get the private Q&A on Wednesdays, plus access to the community for a very, very, very reasonable price. So you can join that all in the show notes. There's a link to Patreon. You can join it from there. There's a couple different tiers, but that's what I would say to Bitcoiner Talk and to anybody out there. And if you'd rather pay in Bitcoin for all the same perks and benefits, then you can do that too. Just shoot me an email. All my contact info is below. So we're going to leave it there for today. So thank you. I missed one zap here from Owen. Thank you, Owen. 21 sats. Great number. Appreciate it. All right. So again, if you want to watch the show tomorrow, we're going to go through some questions. We're going to do some private Q&A, and that'll be exclusively on the private shows. So you can join. You can figure out how. You can re-listen to this episode if you need to know how. But I hope we see you tomorrow. So have a great Tuesday, everybody. I thank you for being here. Thank you for the zaps, and I thank you for the very consistent support. And Arnie says thanks as well. Hey, Arnie, say thanks for all your sats today, all the zaps. Say thanks. Okay. At least you looked at us and acknowledged us. So have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you on tomorrow or Thursday, depending on where you're at.